So there's this guy named Irvin Hagler. He introduced Christianity to me. He's my guitar teacher. He, after a while of knowing him, he just brought it up randomly because there was a song that I wanted to learn, and it was actually kind of a real hardcore song. And he was like, "That's not. I don't like to do songs with Alex. That song. It was a. I don't know if you guys know who Disturbed is, but they're like this hardcore metal band that actually sings about the devil, believe it or not." And at the time, I was just a kid like, metal, yeah. And he was like, I can't teach songs like that. I was like, why not? He's like, because I'm Christian. And I was like, oh. So then he started to talk to me about Christianity, and I was like, that sounds pretty cool. And he's such a nice person, and he's probably like one of the only Christians I knew at the time, and he was such a nice person, and he influenced me in every kind of way, because I took one look at him and I was like, I want to be just like this guy. And because at that time I was still trying to find out who I was, and him right there, I wanted to be him. I wanted to be somebody who was just so pure and happy and just so warm-hearted, and I never had enough time for him to actually fully, turn me on to Christianity. He always just talked about it, and I was just interested, but never had any time to do anything about it. So after a while, and then nothing happened, but once I started going to the JC, I met Nathan. And Nathan here found out that I was somewhat interested into it, and after I told him that, he was just like, oh, I have a young student now I can teach. So then after that, he started talking to me about it, and he started having me go to church with him, and I was just so happy, and I just feel like myself, this is like who I want to be, this is what I want to do, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. So, thank you, Nathan. Yes.
Yeah, I was a little something to say. I kind of want to talk about a little bit how I kind of we started talking, first of all. I probably mentioned church somehow, and he's like, oh, you go to church? And so we just started talking about that, and then it gradually turned into this, like, we would spend, like, hours talking about this, and one night we even, like, he was at my house, and we stayed up from 2 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the morning just talking about whatever came up. And, yeah, my dad's laughing right now because he had to stay up and listen to most of it. But I was just surprised at how naturally it came. Like, first of all, Alex is the first person that I really talked to about Jesus that wasn't a Christian. I don't have there's not very many people I know that I hang out with that aren't Christians, so he was the first person that I got to experience, just he knew nothing about it, and so I could tell him, he was like, yeah, and when he mentioned it, he was like, oh, I was like teaching him all this stuff. Well, I've learned a lot from him too. It's not just like me teaching him. He's taught me a lot of stuff about, the way someone who hasn't encountered Christianity at all sees things, and it's just been a very good experience, and I'm really glad I met him.
So, you're gonna ask a couple questions, Alex. Have you committed your life to Jesus?
Yes.
Do you believe in Jesus Son of God? Do you believe that He died and rose for you?
I believe.
Well, it is my pleasure and your pleasure to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the